A shotgun blast shattered the dawn, ripping through the serene hills of Willow Creek like a thunderclap. I ducked behind my beat-up Ford truck, gravel spitting around me like angry hornets. There, on my own porch, stood Victor Grayson, the self-proclaimed king of the Willow Creek Estates HOA, gripping a double-barreled shotgun as if it were his scepter. His face was a blotchy red, sweat gleaming under the brim of his Navy HOA cap, his khaki shorts laughably out of place in this war zone he'd created. "Join the HOA, or get off this land!" he roared, voice cracking with rage. My pulse hammered not just from the barrel aimed at my chest, but from the sheer lunacy of it all. 3 years I'd lived on this 50-acre ranch, my sanctuary, untouched by petty tyrants. Now, this golf cart dictator was threatening me on my own soil, acting like I was some trespasser. "I don't live in your damn neighborhood!" I shouted, hands raised, voice steady despite the adrenaline. He cocked the second barrel, eyes glinting with menace. "This is HOA land now. We voted. I never signed up for your nonsense." I stepped forward, palms out, desperate to douse this madness. His gaze narrowed to slits. "Try me." Then he fired again, not at me, but at the dirt inches from my boots, a plume of dust choking the air. The message was clear. I was no longer welcome on my own ranch. This wasn't about boundaries anymore. This was war. Let me rewind. 3 years ago, I, Ethan Brooks, traded the grind of Houston for this slice of heaven just outside Willow Creek. I sold my shoebox apartment and sank every dime into this ranch, rolling meadows, gnarled oaks, a creek that sang at dusk, and a weathered farmhouse begging for a second chance. It was my escape, far from the clutches of HOAs and their obsession with matching mailboxes or lawn lengths. I wanted solitude to write my novel, 10 chickens, maybe get a horse. The first year was paradise. I patched the house, rigged solar panels, dug a well, and painted the old red barn a defiant blue. I struck up a friendship with a local mechanic, a grizzled vet named Jack, and started selling eggs at the farmer's market. Life was simple, pure until it wasn't. One crisp morning, a Golden Boss flyer was taped to my gate, saw Willow Creek Estates HOA. Mandatory welcome luncheon. Saw I figured it was a mistake, meant for the manicured sub-BVY Shaun a mile down with its cookie-cutter homes and dog waste stations. I tossed it. But a week later, a golf cart hummed onto my property, and out stepped Victor Grayson, clipboard in hand, sneering at my hens. "Chickens aren't allowed," he said like he owned the place. "Who the hell are you?" I asked, hackles up. "Victor Grayson, HOA president." I laughed, thinking it was a joke. "This isn't HOA land." His smirk was venomous. "It is now." Turns out, the HOA had pulled a dirty trick, exploiting a zoning loophole to redraw boundaries and swallow properties like mine, claiming my ranches. VY Soul Aesthetic gave them rights. I told him to scram. He didn't. The harassment snowballed. Letters flooded my mailbox, fines for my chickens, my unapproved barn color, my non-compliant fences. They sent a drone to buzz my land. I took it down with a slingshot. Then one morning, I found my driveway blocked by a welded metal gate, an HOA logo gleaming like a taunt. I hacked it down with bolt cutters. But the next week, Victor showed up with 4 goons in matching HOA polos, slapping me with more violations. I ignored them until one dawn, while I was feeding my goats, I heard boots crunching gravel. There was Victor, shotgun raised, storming my porch. "Join the HOA. Pay the dues. Follow the rules," he snarled, finger twitching on the trigger. "You're unhinged," I said, clutching my feed bucket. He fired into the dirt near my feet, smoke curling from the barrel. 5 minutes to pack. I realized this wasn't just a cranky neighbor. This was about power, about breaking me. I didn't run. "You won't shoot me, Victor," I said, hands up, voice firm. He didn't flinch. "Leave." "Not happening. My lawyer's on speed dial, and the sheriff's got this on record. You'll rot in jail." He wavered, eyes flickering with doubt. Then Jack's battered Chevy roared up, blocking Victor's truck. Jack stepped out, toothpick in mouth, calm as a rattlesnake. You good, Ethan? I nodded. Peachy. Jack eyed Victor. That shotgun loaded for coyotes or stupidity? Victor's hands shook. This is HOA business. Jack chuckled, low and dangerous. This is Willow Creek. Ain't no HOA here unless Ethan says so. Victor waved the gun. We voted. Our bylaws. Jack stepped closer, unflinching. You sure you want to test that? Victor's face twitched, and he lowered the weapon. This ain't over. He spat, before peeling out in his golf cart, dust swirling in his wake. Jack warned me, HOAs like this had deep pockets, slick lawyers, and endless patience. They despised defiance. I filed a police report, but the sheriff dismissed it as a boundary dispute. Furious, I hired Sarah Klein, a real estate attorney with a vendetta against HOAs after one fleeced her grandparents. She pored over my deed and the HOA's filings. This is garbage, she said, jabbing at their expansion map. No consent, no petition, no notice. They just claimed your land. Her grin was feral. We're not fighting them. We're burying them. I rigged trail cams in trees, birdhouses, even a hollowed-out rock. When Victor's goons snuck onto my land to spray paint my chicken coop, I caught it all: faces, plates, voices. Sarah was ecstatic. Every move they make is another nail. But Victor didn't quit. One morning, I found my fence posts uprooted, replaced with signs, saw future site of Willow Creek Estates. HOA members only. Saw his truck idled at my gate, flanked by 4 security guards with zip ties and walkie-talkies. He waved a paper. Your EVY tie-in notice. You're done. My phone was out, ready to call Sarah, but a guard lunged for my door. I grabbed his wrist, twisting it back. Touch my house, it's assault, I growled. Victor's smug grin faltered. 48 hours. He padlocked my gate and left. Sarah filed a cease and desist, warning me. This is criminal now. Watch your back. The next day, and saw UVY tie-in in progress, saw a banner hung on my fence. HOA trucks loomed across the road. Then Jack called in the cavalry, 3 pickups packed with veterans, burly men who'd stared down worse than Victor. We tore down the signs, cut the lock, and welded a new gate with a sign, saw private ranch. Stay out. No HOA. Saw. That afternoon, Victor returned with movers, not guards, claiming legal authority to seize my belongings. Sarah, on speakerphone, shut them down. You're committing burglary. Jack stepped forward, voice like gravel. Pick a fight with Marines, boys. The movers froze. Victor stormed off, but the threat lingered. That night, Jack handed me a zoning map. My ranch wasn't in their jurisdiction. They're bluffing, he said. Prove it in court, and they're toast. At 3 a.m., a cam pinged 2 men in black digging at my fence. They bolted when I flashed floodlights, Leah VYing a spreadsheet, saw acquisition target, Brooks Ranch. Neutralized resistance before hearing. Saw the sheriff, called it conspiracy. Sarah filed for federal court, citing racketeering. My VY Deo of Victor's shotgun stunt went VY rel, racking up 2 million VYUs. Ranchers, farmers, even sub-VY Shown dwellers shared their HOA nightmares. A class action suit formed, backed by witnesses and footage. At the hearing, Victor's ally, Margaret Holt, was cuffed for forging documents and bribery. Judge Harlan ruled in my favor, torching the HOA's claims and referring them for criminal charges. Victor was arrested for fraud and harassment. The HOA collapsed. Volunteers rebuilt my fence, and letters poured in from an elderly widow, Clara, who wrote, You gave me my voice back. My farm's mine again. Jack and the vet still swing by, and our sign stands proud, saw private ranch. No trespassing. No HOA. Saw this wasn't just my fight. It was a rebellion against bullies with fake rules, a warning to every rogue HOA that real peace is worth fighting for, one fence post at a time.